Hello everyone and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. This week we're building a rustic mountain craftsman. Yes we are, Flynn, and we're in the world of Copperdale. Yes, thank you for that, Flynn. I was realizing as I was planning and building this home, I haven't built like anything in Copperdale in forever. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't really built a lot in this world, which is sad. Yeah, it's so sad because this world is beautiful and this world was just so fitting for this build. It gave me a really good excuse to come back to this world and build more, and I think I'll probably be back here in the future. I forgot how beautiful it was. I think, honestly, I was avoiding this world because when High School Years first released, we had some issues with the shadows in this world. The shadows were like insanely dark, like black holes. And it was annoying me so much, so I didn't really want to build here, and then they fixed that, but the lighting is still not the greatest. I wish it was a little bit brighter, but yeah, I think they're trying to give each world its own feel, and if they're all the same brightness, they're not going to feel different. So I get it. It's a little bit gloomier and it's a little bit more green, which is always good. I love the greenery. We're building this home on a 50 by 40 lot. This actually used to be the park in Copperdale. Yeah, so the park was a nice size, and this world is also kind of like San Sequoia, and there's just a lot of small lots here, which drives me crazy. They're great for cute little small homes, but when builders want to build something bigger like this, and I don't even consider this that big, then we don't have a lot of options. So I had to get rid of the park, which is so sad. I felt awful bulldozing the park. I'll have to build another one here. We'll just build it in a smaller lot. But yeah, this 50 by 40 was even like, I don't know. I was just kind of thinking to myself, should I be going to a 64 by 64? And then that just seems like a little too much, crazy. But I think width-wise, once again, width-wise, this was not wide enough. This is just a ranch, but you know, these bigger style ranches do take up a lot of room, and I could have done a 64 by 64. And I don't think the only 64 by 64 in Copperdale is the high school, and you can only build a high school there, which is, I mean, that's fine, but there's no other. I think this is the biggest lot size next to that, which is, it's sad. It's a little sad. But of course, I made it work. It's a little squished on the sides, and I don't know if you saw, I put in a garage on the exterior. I love my realism. This place just needed a garage, and you'll see it like later on with some of the landscaping of what I do. I had something very, very specific in mind, and so like on that side, there wasn't as much space. It works. It really works, but I would have loved to have a bigger size lot. I was inspired to build this particular style of house for a couple of reasons. One, I am like so obsessed with these new windows from Growing Together. So like these contemporary windows that are going in, that like the triangle ones especially, I love these windows, and I'll try not to overdo it with builds with these windows. I mean, this is only my second one. The previous one was our contemporary townhouses, so I'll try not to go overboard on them. But these windows are great. And then I don't know, so I figured like I wanted to do something else with these windows. And I figured I wanted to do a Modern Craftsman Style home. But then I've also lately, my other inspiration has been me just wanting summer to be here. I'm so tired of the cold. I want it to be summer, and I just keep dreaming about doing summer activities and going out into the wilderness, going out into the woods, returning to the mountains. And then I just started thinking like rustic cabin and rustic mountain homes, and I'm like, all right, I know what I'm doing. Yes. You like it too, Flynn? I think he does. So suddenly somebody wants to be very talkative. He's been quiet for the past few videos. Peekaboo. And now he wants to talk to you guys. Flynn, are you gonna let me talk? No? It's peekaboo time. Peekaboo. He's adorable, isn't he? Yeah, you're cute. But anyways, if Flynn will let me talk now, we'll see. I built a basement. Woohoo! So that was fun. Anyways, this place has 4 bedrooms. It has 3 full bathrooms and 1 half bathroom. So we have our main bedroom and bathroom. And then we also have on the main floor, we have a infant's room, we have a child's room, and then in the basement level, we have a teen's bedroom and a full bathroom down there, a laundry room. Yep, and an entertainment center with bar. You'll see that in a little bit. On the interior here, I really wanted this to be warm and cozy. As you could kind of probably see already, we have an open floor plan here. So you walk in and you walk right into the living room, and then there's the dining room on the right, and you continue through that to the kitchen. And so it's this big open space, but I really wanted this to feel cozy, warm, and inviting. So as you see, we have a lot of natural things, natural elements. Yes. Do you not like the natural elements? You do, Flynn. Yeah, you do. So there's lots of wood and there's stone. And then we got like that leather introduced with those couches, our new couches from Growing Together, which I love. Those are my new favorite couches. Love those. He is very, very talkative today. Flynn, why are you so noisy? I guess he missed you guys. Did you miss them? I know, you're so cute. Give me a kiss. Flynn has been so noisy today. I've had to stop and start recording so many times. I don't know why he's so talkative. Maybe because spring is in the air? But anyways, I think I wanted to talk to you about the floor plan and the open floor plan. And obviously, since I enjoy architecture and interior design, I read up on that stuff pretty often. And it's always really fun to look at trends, what's going to be trending for the year, colors and styles and all that fun stuff. I think it's kind of like fashion. For me, it's like, I'm not always gonna like what's in style, supposedly in style for fashion or interior design, but it's still just kind of fun to see what's gonna be popular and trending. Yeah, so supposedly one of the things that they were saying for 2023 is that open floor plans are out. I was just kind of surprised to read that, like, really? So people are kind of going back to like the old closed off rooms, and that's what people are wanting. That was interesting to me, but I get it at the same time, because I feel like when rooms are closed off, they feel more intimate and more comfortable. And since we've had like so many trends that are trending towards comfort, I'm not surprised that people are kind of wanting to go back to that. And honestly, I like both styles of floor plans. I don't know if I have like a preference of one or the other. I think it just totally completely depends on the build or the home of what's fitting. For me, this place, I wanted it to be open and airy, and just I wanted that grandiose feeling. But not everyone wants that, and not every place is it going to be like the best fit. So it's like, yeah, the design is all part of it, like the interior design, but then also it's like, yeah, size and how you lay out the interior. It's like so many factors go into it. And then this place has a ton of huge windows, so you're getting that natural light. If you don't have as much light, then I tend to feel like it's a little bit more cold and not as homey. The closed floor plans really kind of make things feel homey and comfortable, but then it's a little more difficult for having people over. If you like having people over, like open floor plans are great, because you can kind of like mingle between areas. You can be in the kitchen cooking, people can be out there with you chatting and hanging out in the kitchen as you're doing stuff there, and you don't have to yell room to room. So it all depends. It all depends on the build, and it depends on you as a person and your personality and what you're looking for. So I don't have a preference of one over the other, but that's just me. How do you guys feel about it? Do you tend to like open floor plans? Do you hate them? What's your opinion? Okay, I mentioned a basement. And I originally did not plan to build a basement with this. As I was decorating the living room, I was realizing I did not want a TV in there. I really wanted it just to be like cozy, and that's where you talk to people, and I did not want there to be a TV in there. I feel like it just kind of took away from that coziness factor. So then I'm like, okay, I could put TVs in individual rooms. I'm like, no, there should be still a room where everyone can come together and hang out and watch TV. And then I'm like, okay, maybe a room for games. And there's not like a ton of room down there. But then I also thought, I'm like, this could be a really fun place for kids to have sleepovers and just hang out in the basement and have their own space. I just thought that was really cool. So I think behind the couch, there might be room to do that. Otherwise, you can kind of rearrange. You want the sleepovers? Okay, well then maybe Flynn would prefer to get rid of the bar then. I put a bar down there too, because I just figured that would just be fun. It's a good party space, a good place to have people over to watch TV or watch a sporting event, hang out with friends, hang out with family. Yes. And then, like I mentioned, the teenager's bedroom is also down in the basement. That would be a great bedroom for like extended family if you wanted. You could totally just kind of change that out. I made it kind of feel like a teenager's room. There's not like a ton of clutter or anything, but I don't know if you've noticed, this whole house has a theme of like outdoorsy stuff. So I kind of made that kind of seem like the teenager is into outdoor sports like snowboarding, skiing. There's not like a ton of clutter, but yeah, that easily could be like an in-laws or extended family bedroom down there. There's the full bathroom and then the laundry room. So by adding the basement, it added a lot of realism. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up doing that. It's just, it took a little bit more time because this is actually a pretty huge place and we haven't made it to the landscaping yet. So if you're wondering like, where's the landscaping? For those of you that aren't here on a regular basis, I like to build the house first. I like to do it like how it's done in real life. So obviously you buy your piece of property, you build your house first, and then you landscape after. And I do that for the reason because if I change the floor plan and if the landscaping is already done and I do that, then it's gonna mess up my landscaping. So I wanna make sure that the house is exactly how I want it. And then I move on to the landscaping after that. But yeah, so the landscaping it's coming in a little bit. And the landscaping is extremely extensive, extremely. There's so much detail. And I think a part of that was just because this was coming from a place in my mind. The mountains hold a very special place in my heart and my mind. It's one of those happy places I go to. And I had something very, very specific for the exterior that I really wanted to incorporate with this home, so I kind of went crazy on the details. As you will see in a little bit, not only do we have a pond and a waterfall in the front yard, but we also have a pool and a waterfall in the back. And I don't want to like spoil too much for you because I kind of want you to see what I did, but yeah, I used a lot of tool. A lot of tool was required because I also wanted this place to actually feel like it was located in the mountains, and I wanted it to feel like it's far away from the rest of civilization. So this place is in the middle of nowhere, it's in the mountains, and so it ends up being raised up pretty good, and there ends up being a lot of terracing that I end up doing. There's a lot of like steep edges with rocks, and then terracing obviously for having stairs and making it functional. And I really like how this turned out. I really want to go to this place now. It's just, yeah, this is my happy place. So being able to create my happy places in The Sims is just really cool. It's such a cool feeling, and seeing things turn out like how you actually envision them is also really cool. I think this turned out better than I expected, so I'm really, really happy. But I know the one thing that I ran out of space for were actually hot springs. I was hoping I was gonna be able to squeeze hot springs in here. I could have, but I also, like I said, since I had things like kind of very specific in my mind, I wanted to stick to that. And then if I put hot springs in, like next to the pool, it was just too cramped. So yeah, if I would have went with a 64 by 64 lot, I would have been able to get the hot springs in here too. But then I also was thinking, I'm like, okay, would I love to put hot springs in like every single build I make? Yes. Should I put hot springs in every single build I make? No. I feel like the hot springs should be a little bit special and I shouldn't put them in all of my builds. It's like I did the tiny home, the tiny Japanese onsen home. That has the hot springs. It's like, I don't want to overdo it. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much. And I haven't actually created an actual onsen community lot yet. I still have to do that. So that will be something I do. I did edit out a decent amount of the landscaping just because like I said, there was so much of it. I made sure I kept in like the areas where I'm doing like grading of terrain and adding in the rocks with tools. So hopefully you get a really good idea of what I'm actually doing. And if you want to kind of try to recreate this in your own game yourself, then hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing and it makes sense. But a lot of the stuff, like I honestly didn't keep in like the terrain painting. It's just like the sidewalk, the driveway and stuff, but I did other like terrain painting later on, and it's just, you know, it's basic terrain painting. It's nothing fancy. So I feel like that gets old. I don't know, unless, are you a person that really just enjoys watching the landscaping process? I don't know. For me, I worry that too many people are getting bored with that. So I try to kind of like speed it along. And like I said, at least that you're getting like the main points in the landscaping and seeing how those main like areas are actually formed and how it's done. But yeah, you'll have to also let me know. Do you like it cut back? Do you appreciate that? Or do you want to see the whole process? But then keep in mind, the video will also be a lot longer. When we move on to the backyard, you will also see not only do we have a lot of space inside, but we have a lot of space outside. So we have this whole like patio area on the exterior. Yeah, so we have that at the house height. There's a hot tub, there's an outdoor fireplace, there's a grill area, there's lounge area. And then below that, we do some landscaping and terracing, and there's that really awesome pool with the waterfall. And then I really wanted some trees back there to make it just feel more a part of the woods and more a part of nature and kind of giving it that sense of being in the mountains. I always want to put more trees in my builds, but I do understand putting them on the gallery and having like a ton of trees out front blocks the view of the home and you can't actually see it then. So I don't tend to do that. But I mean, honestly, if this was my dream home, I would want it like surrounded by forest and surrounded by woods. That would be like the best thing ever. I love the woods. So yeah, being in the mountains for me is like kind of my dream. I don't know that it's like I don't actually have a specific dream home. I have like areas where I would love to be, and it's like in the mountains is definitely one of them, or in the forest, in the woods. That's my dream. We are just finishing up on the outside here, so we're getting towards the end of the video. Make sure you stick around, because as always, there's a video tour at the very end of the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us, everyone. We really appreciate each and every one of you. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like, and if you would like to join the flock, don't forget to press that subscribe button. And we hope you have an amazing week, and we'll see you in our next video, everyone. Bye!
So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all, but why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable. about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all. But why didn't you